Hello friend, as you can see on the left hand side I have got Django administration panel where I have got a collection or a table, you can say so, that is called customers, and right now there is no customer instance present inside this collection or the class called customers. Why I'm using the word collection? Because if you're working on NoSQL, then the table over there is known as actually collection. But although this is an RDBMS, but not very specific RDBMS, rather I must say that since on the right hand side I have got Postman, and with the help of Postman I will be sending the data to my Django. So the Postman means I'm talking about REST API. So for that reason, this is not just going to be the hard-coded SQL, rather we are going to make use of object relational mapping, that is called ORM. So in this video what I will be showing is how I can implement, or rather I've already implemented 5 endpoints over here, and that would be with the help of Django REST Framework DRF, and I will show you how these APIs are actually working. So at first I start with the get API, and here is my endpoint, and right now there is no data present, but still I will click on the send button and it says that there is no data and the array is empty. As you can see on the left hand side also there is no customers. So let's go to my post method over here. Here I'm supposed to insert my record. So let me give a new name over here, suppose John, and the person stays in Kolkata, and he is a blockchain developer. I too love doing blockchain. And the document, there's something called document over here. Document means I have got actually like a foreign key concept I have implemented. I have got another collection, as you can see over here, called document, and there are some values over here, and I want to send the option number 2, you can say so. Now let me click on the send button over here, and as I do that you can see 201 created. That means the customer has been registered successfully, right? So let me come to my left hand side and let's go and click on the refresh button. As I do that, the John customer is been there, and if I click on this you will be seeing the name as John, the address is Kolkata, the department is blockchain, and this was I was talking about document. Okay, so that means I have able to successfully insert a new record in my customer entity, you can say so. So that was how the post API actually worked. And now let's go, now let's go and check out the get API, whether it is successfully working or not. Let me click on the send button, and as I do that it is able to extract one record, because I have got one customer, and you can see the ID is 14. So this is an auto generated, or you can say so this is actually the primary key in context to Django application, and the name I have given, address I have given, collection I have given. Well, I did not perform the document yet, that's the reason it's showing empty, because that part is not yet done in context to get response, otherwise that will also come in picture, and the time when it is being created. So let me just go and click over here. You will find that this is the document I was talking about. I didn't do the foreign key part yet, but I will be doing it soon, and then this particular record will also get reflected over here. So that's where from the customer is there. So that means the post API is also working successfully and the get API is also working successfully. Okay, let's go for one more insertion so that I can go for a few more comparisons. Suppose the next one is Suzanne, and the person stays in Chennai, and the person is an Android developer, and I'm going for document, that is 1. Okay, and let me click on the send button. As I do that, a new record get inserted, new customer get inserted, and if I come over here and if I go for get response, if I click on the send button, I will be seeing 2 instances over here, and I'm supposed to see the same right over here, and for that reason I go for refresh, and you can see the Suzanne also comes over here perfectly well. And if I click on Suzanne, these are the record I've given. See, the Suzanne is from Chennai, and the department is Android. That means this is also working perfectly fine. So my get and post both are working absolutely well. Now let's come to the patch. Well, in case of patch, what I will be doing is, patch is actually meant for updating a particular field in a record. Okay, so let's consider that I want to update as you saw that the Suzanne I have inserted just a few minutes ago, and the ID of the Suzanne is how much? We can see right over here the Suzanne ID is actually 15. So what I'm saying is that I want to update the record number 15, and I'm passing this data through the params, query params, you can say so. Here I'm sending the ID, and this is one of the way of updating a record. That means through URL you can pass the record also. This is the primary key, remember. This is the unique identifier which can discriminate a particular instance from an entire collection. That what this particular field is. And what I'm doing is that I want to rename the name Suzanne to something called, suppose, Pooja. Okay, how about that? I want to rename that person. The rest of the thing I want to keep it as it is. So let me just click on the send button, and as I do that, the record gets updated. See, 15 was the record for number of Suzanne. Now it's been Pooja, and rest of the thing are all the same. So let's come to my customer and let's see over here. Yes, right. The Suzanne is no more there, and it is now replaced by Pooja. So that's how the patch API is working. Remember, patch is meant to update one particular field while the rest of the other field will remain intact. And while updating one field, you need to specify on which particular unique attribute the record will be searched, and thereafter it will be updated. And in case of Django, we will be using the ID because that's going to be the unique identifier. Right, so that was how the patch API went on. Now let's move to the put API. In case of put, I want to update the entire record set. Well, that's what it says. So let's come to the get API once again. Let me refresh it, and as I do that, now let's go and update suppose John. The ID is 14. Okay, so John stays in Kolkata and he is in the department blockchain. So let's come over here. The ID this time I'm not passing in params. This is also another way of doing it. It depends upon your choice whether you want to pass it through params or you want to pass it through the request object. It's totally up to you. So I want to change John to someone called Swaroop. Okay, that's what I want to change. And Swaroop is from Parnoshri, and I am working in the department. Well, the department, suppose let's example I go for ML. I'm working in ML department. Okay, then that document I'll keep it as 1. It's up to you. And now let me click on the send button. As I do that, the record get updated successfully. And now let's come on refresh on the page over here. The John will no longer be there, rather it will be replaced by Swaroop, right? And here it goes. The Swaroop is from Parnoshri and he is in the department ML. That's cool, isn't it? So you saw how actually the put API is also working in context to Django, and this is again another difference between patch and put. In case of put, you are going to update all the attribute in the given instance on based on a unique identifier, and over here I'm not passing the identifier through the params, rather I'm passing it through the request object. That also can be done. Last but not the least, let's come to the del option. Here I'm going to delete a particular record. Well, I have got 2 records over here, so I can choose any one, and this time I'm going to delete with the help of the ID. So I just inserted Swaroop over here, so let me delete that record. Okay, rather keeping Pooja intact. So the ID of Swaroop is 14, and I want to delete this one. I give the ID which is the unique identifier. I click on the send button. As I do that, the customer did it successfully, and so that means when I go for the get request, if I refresh the document, I will be seeing only Pooja, and same I expect on the left hand side as well. And with that, Swaroop has been deleted successfully. So that's how you saw how all the 5 endpoint get, post, patch, put and delete API of Django REST framework is working perfectly well. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share in this particular video, and this particular video is actually based on entirely on Django REST framework, because the front end endpoint can be anything. It can be React, it can be Angular, it can be Android, it can be iOS, and for making so the front end is flexible, you need to make use of REST API. Okay, so that's all from this video presentation. See you soon. Bye bye.